Welcome to the Sideline Spill, the podcast where three moms with coffee cups and chaotic calendars unpack life from the sidelines.
From kids' sports to real-life mom moments, nothing's off limits. Grab your brew and join us.
Strong coffee, stronger moms, spilling it all.
So we're really excited to be here to record our first episode of the Sideline Spill. My name's Monica.
I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Heidi.
And just for our listeners, I think it would be helpful for everyone to know how we got here. How did we become soccer moms? How did you think you were going to be a soccer mom, Sabrina?
So my boy is CJ, and he is just the mightiest, smallest player on the field, but you would never know that. I honestly never thought I would be a soccer mom. It's not in my history. It's not in my husband's history. None of our family played soccer, and we ended up sending our kids to a dual immersion in Anderson, California, where they played soccer every waking moment. Recess, everything, after school. And so I had a coach come up to me and my husband and tell us that our son was incredible at soccer and that we should put him in rec soccer at some point. And so we ended up doing that, and he was picking dandelions and grass and dancing the whole time. And little did I know, he moved on later to continue to play rec soccer. And then I had a second-born, Cross, and a third-born, Credence. And right now, Cross and CJ are both now in comp soccer. I just think that being around it 24/7 with school Monday through Friday made it our life. And them to realize, they were really incredible at it. They had a natural gift for it. And so I ended up adopting soccer, and now I'm a soccer mom, and I'll probably be this for a long time.
What about you, Heidi?
So honestly, soccer mom was never a thought for me. We just wanted to put Roman in a sport when he was it was basically soccer was the youngest sport you can start at.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I feel like it's like the gateway sport. Everyone
honestly,
starts with soccer.
Honestly, yeah. And kind of like Sabrina said, we realized Roman just really had a passion, and he was really good at it. And so it's just something he continued to do. And every year we would try to get him to try something new, and it never happened. So, here we are. So many years later, now we're doing comp soccer, and I don't think we're going to be going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, thank goodness, because we're all having a great time together. Yeah. So my son is Xander, and he started playing probably when he was 4. Yeah. So I have pictures of him kicking around a ball, and he was just barely old enough to walk. Mm-hmm. And I think some of it does come from Dad. My husband Josh does play soccer and played soccer growing up, and he really enjoyed it. But when Xander got old enough to really choose for himself what he wanted to do, he tried baseball, he tried basketball, and he just always kept coming back to soccer. And now I can't get him to even try anything else. He's like, soccer's my sport, that's all I want to do. Yeah. And now he's got this great group of friends, too, that, just keep him there and keep him grounded. So I think it's been a really fun journey.
Yeah. I think at this point our boys just turn up their noses to any other sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's if it's not soccer, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't blame him. I mean, I think it's better than most of the other sports as well, having
I'm
been around them.
Yeah, I also think it's their team, too. Yeah. I know I couldn't see Roman on any other team. And I know eventually that will probably have to happen, right? Yeah. They're all going to get older and things will start changing. But I really think that has a lot to do with, why they want to stick around.
I agree. I was thinking the other day that I could see these boys in their 20s and 30s coming back, twice a year if they're all moved away to just go play a game. Yeah. Honestly, because they've just got that connection.
Yeah.
Do you think your boys will continue to play into college, or have they even talked about that or considered that?
Roman definitely has. He has his heart set on LSU. So we'll see. Yeah, so we'll see.
I don't know. CJ talks about it. He doesn't have anything picked, but he assumes he's going to, which I guess that's a great attitude to have.
Yeah, that's great.
What about Xander?
Xander hasn't really talked much about like where he wants to go to college. If anything, that what he's told me is he would go to Simpson here in Reading. So, I mean, it'd be great to have him here, but also he's in 7th grade. They changed their mind. Like they're probably not going to want to be near us when they're freshmen and in college, right? So I guess we'll wait and see where it takes them.
Yeah.
You know, I'd just be happy if, you know, if their success in soccer did help them in some way with their future, whether helping to pay for their college or even just, you know, community in the future for them.
I agree.
Yeah.
Monica, how did you come up with the idea of the Sideline Spill, and what was like the point behind it? What were you thinking on that?
So I was thinking a couple of things. I was thinking that I have a lot of fun with you ladies, and I thought that this would be kind of a good opportunity for us to connect as moms. And I think a lot of moms can relate to our experience as soccer moms, right? You know, being part of this soccer team has been a huge blessing and has been a lot of fun. And yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things, too, that not everyone gets to experience with being on a team. Like we've said before, our soccer team is kind of like a 1 in a million.
Honestly, it is.
I was just talking about that the other day and how I wanted the same for my second born, and it just didn't happen that way. And, you know, there's no connections with parents, which it doesn't mean that there can't be, but when you get pulled into this opportunity, it feels so cool to like build these long-lasting friendships. Not only like the boys are doing it, but us parents are doing it together. Yeah, and we've learned so much. From this experience.
Yeah, for sure. When my daughters did sports, it was I never had any kind of sports family like this. I always felt like we were the ones on the outside. So having like this family with you guys on the sidelines has been a really cool experience.
I feel like it really happened organically too. The first year was kind of just getting settled in, and our boys are coming from rec, and they're all, you know, strikers or have certain positions, and we're having all these growing pains, and watching our boys kind of finally settle into that, but then also as parents having those growing pains, going from rec soccer to comp soccer.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
I think there's a big difference, in my opinion, between rec and comp soccer. And coming from the rec world, you never know what you're going to get, right? You don't know who the coaches are going to be. You don't know if the players are really wanting to be there or if they've been signed up and not really that interested. But with comp, I feel like everyone is invested. They're invested there for their kids. The kids are invested. We're financially invested. And I feel like it brings a different dynamic that I wasn't really expecting. What I wasn't expecting is just what you said, though, Heidi, which is like the community. Yeah. Right?
I think it's important, too, for our boys to see that community. Like seeing lasting friendships. You know, nowadays, good friends are hard to come by, especially with our youth. So I think them watching us all build that community together has helped their relationships grow, too. So
100%. Cool. I also feel like it was almost like we didn't all connect right away. There's a few of us that already knew each other, but it's almost like we didn't connect completely right away because we were so used to rec soccer, and we were like, oh, bye, I'll see you next season. Maybe we'll be on the same team. And signing up for comp soccer, you're signing up for a whole year, and that commitment, and then seeing how committed actually all of our boys were was kind of crazy, because I don't see any of them leaving anytime soon.
Yeah, I kept hearing that, you know, be prepared. There's going to be a bunch of kids who are going to leave at a certain point. And, you know, I keep waiting for that to happen. And I really just don't see that happening with this team. And I hope it never happens. I mean, there will be like one-offs here and there, I expect in the future. But I feel like these kids and the parents are in it for the long haul. And it's really fun to see them grow together. And I hope they stick together, because then they can continue to build on what they know.
100%.
For sure.
Now, do you guys feel like people, because you know the team, there's players that want to be on our team so bad. Do you think that it's because we're a winning team? Or do you think that it's the community that we have and people see how close we all are?
I think my perspective is it's because we're a winning team.
Yeah.
I think that's why other people want to be on our team.
Yeah.
I don't think they realize how special it is until they're there.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I don't even have anything else to say to that because I think that's exactly. I mean, obviously, if they don't know us, they don't know our community yet. So for me, I feel like the only reason that they would want to be on our team at first is to win.
Yeah. And
So-
I think it's pretty interesting to see that we have like the only female coach
Yeah.
within the league that has an all boys team.
Yeah.
I did see that. That's pretty neat. It's pretty.
Yeah.
I think, you know,
Badass.
you get kind of a stereotype in your head
100%.
about what a comp team looks like and how serious it's going to be and how, you know, it's like this aggressive, hyper competitive environment. And I think what's really neat is we have this team that has been very successful. They've lost some games, but they've done a lot of winning. And it's without that. You don't have to have that to be successful. And I feel like there's genuine care between the team members and also from Athena.
Yeah, 100%.
I have honestly just loved seeing the growth in the boys, not in just their playing skills, but their maturity through it. Like, obviously, you know, Roman has had his issues with his anger and stuff. So, like, watching him grow through that has been really cool. And honestly, I think Athena has had a lot to do with that.
Shaping
Just
that.
being, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And I think with CJ, seeing his mighty big personality and such a small body, I mean, he's a very confident kid, but I think it has a lot to do with both coaches, now a third coach. But not only that, like the boys, they absolutely adore each other. And like they're there, like the moment CJ does something, they're cheering for him or like encouraging him.
Yeah.
Not telling him like you can't do this or like give it to me, it's mine. So it's really cool to see not only the coaches like help shape that, but the boys have like the best interest for each other.
I agree.
Yeah, that's been really fun to watch them grow. And I think for Xander, where I've seen a lot of growth is just in his emotional maturity. He still has a lot of growing up to do, but he's very hard on himself and he gets emotional in those moments. I don't ever see it being directed outward, but just every kid processes it differently. I mean, how Roman processes his frustration is in a different way than Xander does. And Xander, it's tears or, you know, getting down on himself. And I think he's come a long way in the last couple of years.
It's crazy to see. I mean, like we live with our kids and we see the boys and everything and how they work together, but even seeing them on the field with another team that are 12 and 13-year-old boys and seeing the difference in the attitudes are pretty insane, you know? And I do feel like that has a lot to do with not just the parenting, but also the coaching.
Yeah, I feel like there's, you know, we know most of our players and we know most of our parents pretty well, but I feel like there's a lot of similarities in the outlook from the parents. And I'm just constantly impressed by how respectful and how kind and how, like, just what good boys these are. They just are genuinely good boys.
I don't know if I told you, girls, but the other day the ref came up after the game to me and complimented our boys. And he's like, I'm not one of those refs. He was the older man. He's like, I'm not one of those refs that's like, oh, this is a home game, so I have to favor the home team. He's like, I'm not going to do that. And he said, I have to commend you guys and your parenting and your boys because they're respectful. They didn't talk back. They didn't question anything. And he's like, we had the other coaches and the other teammates just yelling at us and screaming at us. And he's like, you guys need to keep doing what you're doing. Your boys are so amazing. Da, 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 da. It was like really cool to hear that.
That is really cool. Yeah,
Makes me proud.
for sure.
All right, guys. So now that we are soccer moms and we've been doing this for a while, was there anything that you felt surprised you about being in comp soccer?
Yeah, the parents who think that we are playing in the what is it, MSL? MLS. Look, don't even know it.
That shows that we're not soccer background, okay?
I'm like, come on, you guys. Like, they're still kids. Let them play. It's not that serious.
Yeah, I think that the hardest part for me to see and sit back and watch happen is to see these parents with their poor attitudes on their children, and then you see that it literally is like so toxic, and it transfers onto their kids that are on the field trying to play.
Yeah.
And they're having a hard time because they're getting a bad attitude from their parents or being screamed at instead of being able to enjoy the game, or their parents are telling them to, kick that kid or push them over. It's like kind of insane to hear parents telling young 11, 12-year-old boys, 13-year-old boys to hurt each other.
Yeah.
That has surprised me so much in comp soccer.
Yeah, it's a little scary, and it's unfortunate because I think a lot of that, will feed into their character as they get older. Mm-hmm. And, I think, physicality is a part of the sport, and we should expect some level of physicality, but intentionally trying to harm someone takes it to a whole nother level that I hope our boys never hear from any of us or any of our parents on our teams.
I could not imagine even wanting that, in the middle of a game that's supposed to be fun. Yes, it's competitive, but let them enjoy it a little bit longer.
Yeah. I think the other thing that has surprised me is how hard Roman is on himself while he's playing, trying to get him to just have fun and not take it so serious has been a struggle. So that's something, obviously we're working on, but yeah, that I just hope that I just want him to just go have fun. Enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can. Doesn't have to be so serious.
I noticed a level of that mainly in the first year with CJ. And I think more times than not, his emotions depend on the boys around him. If they're crying and upset, I notice his attitude gets sad. Or if someone's upset because a ref did something wrong or a boy did, he's upset at that. He's a very kind of, goes with the flow of the emotions around him, and seeing that the stakes were higher. He came from rec where he just had a blast on his team. He was one of the top players, and then you get a little bit humbled coming into comp, and there's equally good people and better people, and then realizing that the stakes are higher. So then he started to be, a lot harder on himself too.
Yeah, I've seen that with Xander. Like I mentioned before, he can be a real emotional. He's a feeler. Like he feels everything very deeply. And that can be a wonderful thing in a lot of ways. But on the field, I just want him to keep the joy of it, right? And I also want him to understand, and I try to remind him constantly. And, if you guys have any brilliant ideas, I'm all ears. But I try to remind him constantly that he has to make mistakes to get better, and that expecting perfection of yourself is not realistic. And, this is how we learn, right?
Yeah. I feel like the coaches create a good amount of space to allow that for the boys too. I've just noticed that all three of them, we don't really know Justin very well yet, but I see the boys responding to him really well so far. But Josh and Athena just have created such a really wonderful space for the boys of yeah, I get it. You're upset. Yes, I understand this. Yeah, you messed up. It's okay. Yeah. Let's learn from it. Let's move from it, communicate with each other. And it takes a good coach to grow good players. Yeah. And we see it in the league that it's not the same. It's not the same for all the teams. You see some of the kids walking away, maybe because of one poor coach, right, or someone that's not really in touch with their emotions. And we've got hormonal boys, and girls in the league that need that space for grace.
Yeah, for sure. Coaches make a difference. I don't think they realize the impact they really have on our kids. And maybe they do, but I don't think they all do. Kind of a side note, when my daughter started playing basketball in the 5th grade, first time playing it, and the coach that she had. Both of my girls played on the same team, and Mariah, who is my older daughter, wasn't quite as athletic as my other daughter, right? And the coach made her feel so bad about it that she never went back to playing basketball. Like that one season, like changed her whole attitude on playing that sport. So I just think it's so important that the coaches really just understand. I mean, I know they're there, they're volunteer, they spend a lot of time, take time out of their day and all that, but they really do make a huge difference.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of
the
like
love of the
teachers,
sport.
right?
Yeah.
A good, you never forget a really bad teacher.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
You never forget a really bad coach either.
Yeah.
Right? That can kill your love of the sport altogether.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what has happened with my second born with Cross is, having a bad experience prior to trying out for his comp soccer team. His comp soccer coach is such a nice guy, and he's devoted his time, and he's got a wonderful family, but the other experience that he had was just not a good one. It was very, it was sad, and I feel like it actually took his self-esteem down. No matter how much mom and dad say,
Right.
you're amazing, you're this, what do mom and dad know?
Yeah.
I mean, because they're growing kids, and they're like, but, he didn't want me, or I'm not as good as this person, or all these questions that are going on in their minds, and now he's kind of wanting to veer away from soccer.
Yeah.
So it's hard because I wanted the experience I have with CJ on our team for my other kid.
That's really hard because I feel like we're always going to be comparing the next experience that we have with our kids or even with, friends and family to this team.
Oh,
And
100%.
we're extremely lucky that we have such a great environment on this team. I think, I said it already, we're just extremely fortunate. And I don't know that anything's ever going to quite measure up to that. Right? I mean, I'd love to see everyone have a team like that.
Yeah.
But the reality is they're just not all like that.
Yeah, we definitely were blessed, and I don't think any of us realized what we were walking into and the experiences that we were going to. I mean, we're sidebarring on text messages. What hotel are you at? Where are you staying? And da-da-da. Can we do this? Can we meet for that? And it's like, okay, well, which room are all the boys going to be in? Because they're all going to gravitate to one room. It's we got blessed with literally the best team, the best coaches and parents and boys.
And I can't speak for everybody on the team, but I feel like a lot of our families have one big thing in common, and that's our faith. And I think that has a huge impact on how we all raise our children and the morals and values that we try to shape our kids with. I think that that's really helpful.
I think it's huge because I know that we all know if our kids are at one of each other's houses, they're going to be doing the same thing as if they were at our house.
Right. They're going to be safe. We don't have to worry. We've talked about in some of our mini group chats, sleepovers and things like that, right? How and when do you feel comfortable letting your kids sleep over somewhere? I know with any of you and with a couple of the other parents that we're close with, right, that most of them, I wouldn't have any worry if my kids went and spent the night there, right?
Yeah, I think that's pretty special in itself because I don't trust a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, but seeing how comfortable the boys are not only with each other, but they can go and ask you guys questions and they know that you guys are all safe spaces. So it creates that level of security and safety.
Right. We're really lucky. I think another surprise I have is just how many great friends that I've earned and gained, or earned is the wrong word, gained.
You've earned it, girl. You've earned it.
I appreciate that. That I've gained from the team. I mean, I wasn't I was hoping for that always, but I was not expecting that. I came in,
totally.
Knowing a couple of the families, Heidi, for example, Athena, but not even as well as we know each other now.
No.
I mean, we've continued to grow in friendship.
Completely.
And then we've got, Janelle, and we've got, the Watkins family. We've got all of these
Wonderful
families
families,
that that are just amazing to be around. And I feel like, we have a good time together.
And also, I mean, my kids are older, but you guys also have young kids, and all of those kids are like growing up together. And,
I know.
Like,
It's
I
so
love
cute.
seeing them on the sidelines together and getting in trouble and all the
Yeah.
things,
Oh my gosh.
doing all the, having fun together. So
Graduating
that's-
from babysitting to now, Zion's on
Yeah.
her own comp
Misfits
team.
Yeah.
And then she's on a Misfits team with Steven's sister.
With Steven,
right?
which is one of the other players,
It's great to see them all kind of grow up together.
Yeah, it's really
Yes.
cool.
Who knows? Maybe one day some of them will get married and we'll be even closer.
I'm telling you, Sabrina.
I know.
Colton and Freeman.
I love it.
Yeah. Rapid fire. First thing that comes to your head, ladies. What's your kid most likely to forget on game day?
His water bottle.
His head.
I love that. I was going to say water bottle also.
Well, honestly, Roman forgets everything. So
I was going to say Roman leaves his backpack,
Yeah.
his shin guards.
Yeah, I think sometimes CJ's just not game day ready in his head, literally. Like,
Yeah.
And he'll show up just ready to like have fun and be a jokester. And I'm like, dude, channel a little
Okay,
bit.
well then that's Xander too, if we're going to go there.
I was being a little bit deeper, but
Yeah.
I'd say shin guards though if it was like materialistic.
Yeah.
100%. And he'll be pulling a shin guard out of like the trunk.
Getting some
2 sizes too
cardboard,
small.
tucking it in the sock.
And we should do that one week. What is that? Everything but a shin guard, but you have to wear something as a shin guard.
Yes, I would love to do that.
That would be funny.
That'd be funny. Yeah.
That would be a good one.
All right.
right.
Well, let's wrap this thing up. Thank you guys for a good conversation today. And for anyone who's listening, we hope you'll follow along. Look for our next episode
and we'll see you
on the
the
sidelines.
sidelines.